The rights, responsibilities, and relationships for the owner, architect, and general contractor are called out in the. So first of all, it's worth noting here that every one of these things is referring to the AIA documents, contracts that are AIA written. The exam will only use the AIA documents. They're not going to show any other ones. There are other documents, and some of them are pretty good. I actually think the AIA documents are not bad. I have complaints about it. Everybody has complaints about them, but I think in the grand scheme of things, they're pretty solid and they seem to be reasonably fair. You can imagine, though, that if you're a contractor or if you're a developer, the idea that the Institute of Architects is writing your contracts, they might feel like things are a little tilted towards the architects. So not everybody loves them. I think they're pretty fair and understand the construction pretty well. But don't worry about any of the other contracts that are out there. You should know that they exist, but don't worry about any of those. You only really want to be reading the AIA documents because those are the ones you're going to get questioned on. So question here is, the rights, responsibilities, and relationships for the owner, architect, and the general contractor are called out. So where are they called out? Well, is it in the B101, the owner-architect agreement? Well, in a certain way, the answer to that would be yes. The CM 101, I just made that one up, by the way. There is no such CM 101. Construction manager, well, that's a different thing. You wouldn't actually have a general contractor. It's a construction manager in that context, so it's definitely not B. So far, A seems sort of plausible because in a certain way, all those things are referenced there. And then D, I have the A101, the owner-contractor agreement. And these are the main B101 and A101 are the big main ones. There's a whole bunch of other, there's the 104, the 107, et cetera, that are for specific scale projects and certain kinds of payment schemes and things like that. But the general ones are the B101 and the A101. And both of those are potentially correct answers. But the reason they're potentially correct is because both of them reference in the A201 general conditions. So the answer is C, because what's really happening here is that the general conditions is the place where you go for all of the definitions of things, all the roles and responsibilities of all the different players, all of that kind of stuff that would be too much information to put directly into the contract. It would make the contracts enormous, but by referencing in the general conditions, both of the contracts are now using the same definitions. So when it says general contractor, in some document, the architect has a definition of what that means because they've signed in their B101, part of that B101 is a reference to, we're including the A201 in this document. So when it says review shop drawings or something like that, drawings that are coming from the contractor, well, yeah, you have to do that because that's all part of the roles and responsibilities that have been laid out in the general conditions. May not mention it in the contract, but it definitely is referenced in because all the rights, responsibilities, and relationships of all these, specifically these important players, plus a few others, subs and surveyors and things like that, is delineated in that A201 general conditions. So C is the answer.